When we had our first baby, I really wasn't prepared for the different roles that my husband and I would play. You could say that resentment built up pretty quickly. Every morning, my husband would get up, have a shower, get dressed, grab a coffee on the way to work, sit down at his quiet desk, have stimulating adult conversations, go out to lunch with colleagues, have bonuses and get raises and get positive feedback for the work that he was doing. He was growing his career and being out in the world, which is highly valued in our society. Meanwhile, I was struggling at home with a crying, colicky infant. She never let me put her down. Breastfeeding was hard. I barely had enough time to look through our really pathetically stocked fridge to figure out lunch while she was strapped to me in a carrier. And I was pretty resentful that my husband was having his experience and I was having mine. I just didn't see him struggling to concentrate at work while being sleep deprived, or the stressful deadlines that he was going through that made him scarf down his lunch at his desk, or having to turn down work events and not feel like he was playing on the team. And I really only got this perspective when one of my good friends went back to work and her husband started to stay at home with the kids. They switched roles. And after a while, she confided in me that it wasn't all lollipops and sunshines on the other side, and that having to be at work and then come home and really get no break was almost as draining. So I think it's safe to say that this is a really common challenge for most couples. And when more babies come about, it can really deepen and the resentment can just build up and really start to affect all areas of your marriage. So I'm so glad you're watching. So let me give you my 5 tips that helped me get over the bad case of resentments. And I'm still working on it. Number 1, talk about it. I'm serious. I know that it might lead to an argument or kind of a tense conversation with your spouse. Reassure them that you're not blaming them and try not to blame. And if that's not a possibility or it doesn't go anywhere, write about it, talk to your friends about it, whatever it takes to get it out. Tip number 2, like I mentioned before, consciously try to put yourself in your spouse's shoes and see what are the challenges that they face as well. And you can just ask them, what's it like to go to work and come home? What are you experiencing? And at the same time, consciously see the pros of your situation. Like maybe you get to sleep in later than your spouse because they have to take the bus and wake up at 5 in the morning, or maybe you like the lack of structure and routine and you appreciate that. Tip number 3, be responsible for yourself. Find out what you need and make it happen. I know it's so much easier to say that they wouldn't let you or blame somebody else, but the reality is if you need something to progress, like maybe some kid-free time on the weekend, or taking a course, or a walk in nature, whatever it is that you need, that you're feeling resentful that you're not getting, make it happen. Tip number 4, recognize that you have made some choices. For me, I chose to stay at home with the kids. I also chose not to put them in after-school care once that they are in school, which is really hard when you're trying to grow a business and you're in school and you become the default parent when it comes to sick days and holidays and summer vacations. So even though you're in this situation, recognize that there is always a choice. And tip number 5, have gratitude. I think this little virtue is like a miracle, and it can often be the antidote for so many negative emotions. Hopefully these tips are going to help you, and please, whether you're dealing with it right now or you have dealt with it, please let me know how you handle it, because I need some help too. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope it's helped. And good job. Fantastic work on the dishes. Great job on the pile of laundry that you tackled and the tantrum that lasted 2.5 hours. And fantastic work on just putting on a pair of jeans today instead of sweatpants. You are doing awesome. Have a great day, and I will see you in a week. Bye.